So, quick story for y'all. When I was growing up, I was a bit of a sneakerhead, especially around my college age years. And at that same time, I used to work at Athletic Annex in the mall with Terry and Jenny McGuire. One of the perks of that job was I got to go somewhere outside of Charlottesville and meet with this guy named Keith. Keith was a Nike rep. And so he would show us like models of all the new Nikes that would come out 9 months before they came out. And I was thinking about that last week because I was listening to this podcast called Earn Your Leisure. And one of the things I'm trying to do during this quarantine is learn investment strategies so I can pass it on to my kids so they can be wise with finances and entrepreneurship. But one of the guys they were interviewing was talking about how he had the similar experience and he decided that he would make t-shirts to go with all the color lines and all the colorways of the shoes since he knew they were coming out. And I was like, man, I was sitting on this idea. I had that same idea. I just didn't move on it. And he was explaining like how we use that for investment capital for all the rest of his businesses. And I was like, man, I missed out on that opportunity. And one of the other reasons I had this thought is just because of the current cultural moment we're in, where you guys know I do a lot with the church. My faith is very important to me. The gospel is very important to me. And we're having these debates about Black Lives Matter and how the church reacts. And one of my thoughts from a theological standpoint is like, man, like that should be the church's phrase because Genesis 1:26 and 27 talks about all of creation, all of mankind being created in God's image. So last week, my pastor, KJ Washington, and I sat down and we talked about the gospel and Black Lives Matter, and we made a podcast out of it. So I hope you guys can check it out. Peace.